This is Average Joe PT, and on this episode we're going to specifically talk about rotator cuff tears and really what treatments can you do at home to really help reduce that achy, sharp pain that you're having in that shoulder besides just doing some exercises. So let's go ahead and get started. There's some fundamental things that you can do at home to help reduce the shoulder pain, and if it's a rotator cuff problem, which is pain down the side of the arm, maybe within the joint, and maybe off to the back side of the shoulder, here's 3 treatments that you really can do at home besides exercises to help reduce some of that pain in that shoulder. So number 1 really is to make sure that you're not lying on that side. And the reason for that is the muscle runs right on the back side and drops and attaches to the ball. And if you are letting your arm come across your body, you're overstretching that muscle and tendon, which is going to give it more pain as well as cut off some of the blood flow because it's overstretched. So you want to stay away from sleeping on that side and overstretching on that side. A good treatment technique would be just to take a pillow or even put your arm on a armrest of a chair and put some ice on that shoulder for about 15 to 20 minutes. That'll really help reduce that shoulder pain a lot. Number 2 is just to take a tennis ball and put it on the back side of your shoulder and put that ball between the wall and you. It's just gently roll over for about 5 to 10 minutes, really start to work deeper into those muscles in that shoulder blade area, and that will help reduce that pain. And then right after doing that deep massage, go ahead and ice it for 10 to 15 minutes. And that is a good treatment technique number 2 for a rotator cuff problem when you can't really do any exercises. Some things you don't want to do is you don't want to stretch this shoulder and the muscles around that area if you think you've either got a tendonitis in that rotator cuff or you might think that you have a small tear in it. You don't want to be stretching out that tear in there or something that's really inflamed. It's just going to cause you more pain. So that's definitely awareness number 1 you don't want to do. And the third treatment that you want to do when it comes to a rotator cuff problem or just achy, sore pain in that shoulder is to make sure that you're taking some anti-inflammatories at least that first 72 hours to help reduce that inflammation in that shoulder. Now, you don't want to go ahead and continue doing the activity that you think brought on the problem in the first place while you're taking the anti-inflammatory, because once that anti-inflammatory wears off, those symptoms are going to be more intense than they were before because it's even more aggravated. So that's really 3 nice treatment techniques that you can go ahead and do to help reduce this overall shoulder rotator cuff pain. Now, there's tons of exercises out there that you can do, and you don't really want to do any of those exercises until you really have given yourself a nice 3 to 4 days to calm down your symptoms. Then you're going to start with just some basic range of motion exercises like I'm showing you right here, just kind of opening up, kind of stretching out, making sure your thumbs are pointing in an outwards direction, not inwards and not downwards, because that can put a lot of extra stress on that rotator cuff. Now, I'm going to leave a tag up there. You guys can go ahead and see I have a whole catalog on just shoulder exercises and stretching exercises. But this is just the basic one. Another one is you can take a dowel or even a broomstick or a mop stick and just gently kind of bring your arms up. But make sure you keep your thumbs pointing out as you see I'm doing. I'm kind of rotating in an outward position to keep that rotator cuff from pinching. And then if you want to, after about 2 weeks of doing that, icing it, giving it some break, and just doing some gentle stretching, then you can start to do some gentle strengthening to that rotator cuff. And I can go ahead and look at that my catalog, and it kind of goes over some basic exercises. If you have any questions, go ahead and just leave a comment down below. I try and bring content a couple times a week. I'm going to bring at least 1 more this week coming up. So until next time, Scully and I, as always, like to say, look up and keep smiling. See you next time, folks.